What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Mindset Monday. Today, Alex and I hammer out barriers, obstacles that are stopping you from doing what needs to be done and doing what you want to do in your life. Man, what an awesome Mindset Monday. And if you're getting something out of this, please reach out to us and let us know. We love the feedback. Mindset Monday starts right now. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's up, everyone? I'm here for Mindset Monday. I'm here with Alex, and he just got done telling me about his transition, about changing his business, adding a whole nother shop. So you do right now what? How many kitchens a week?
8.
And you just added a shop, the adjacent shop next to your shop. The tenant left, which was a mechanic, just left. No shortage of cars. So I don't know why. Maybe God giving you some favor, I think. And opened up an opportunity. And I really want to hit on this because it's so important, man. It's about taking advantage of opportunity, even when the opportunity at the time of the opportunity doesn't feel like it's your opportunity. There's thoughts that come in and say, I'm not ready. But in what opportunity that ever paid off, were you actually ready? Did you have like 100% confidence that it was going to work out? Right now it's risky. So you're adding 6 spray booths to this. That puts you at potentially 14 kitchens in a week as a goal if you can continue the pace that you're at now, if everything's optimized. How does that feel, man? You should be pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah. So talking about seeing the opportunity, being ready for opportunity, a lot of people say luck equals opportunity plus, your readiness, right? Your ability to see it, your ability to be willing to take the risk and go for it. So a lot of people say luck, but it's really the people who are ready, who put in the sweat, the tears, the HFEV, the phenomenalism to take the leap and, know you're going to land in the right position, having the high energy, the positive energy. That's the only reason, I almost missed this opportunity, Tanner. Because I was looking for a shop in a different city, and or like somewhere further away, so we don't have to drive that far, and then the control's not there, where I could see over the shop and make sure everything's running properly. And it was interesting enough because I've been my guys were like, are we gonna get another shop? We could get another shop. I'm like, listen, guys, you gotta be patient. I put the word out there to property management companies. Hey, when something opens up, let me know. And I told them, I go, when the shop's ready for us, it'll show up. And this mechanic was there for 8 years. So it's not like this guy came and went. Like, he was there 8 years, and then, he's like, yeah, I got a better opportunity over here, which he did get a better shop. But then, you told me, and then one of my other guys was like, yo, why don't we just take this one? And I'm like, why don't we just take this one? You have to be on that HFEV, the highest frequency, energy, vibrancy.
But as a leader though, you are used to making your own decisions. Not many people you answer to as you grow as a business owner. You make the decision, that's final. And one thing that you did, you were open to input. And I think that was really important in this decision, man, for you.
Yeah. No, I always open to the guys. We're a team, we're a family, we're all boom nominalism. We all are, together for the best for the individual and the company. So they're super excited about the shop. And let me go through the step-by-step with the shop. So you guys hear, oh, he's doing 8 jobs a week. He's doing good. That's not a big jump. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Let me just go through what it takes for this big leap. Okay. So for me to go from 8 to 14 jobs, what this is going to require is now I get to be like actual like business owner delegator, where I have to train an admin now, because I'm not going to be able to handle all the calls coming in, customer service, all that stuff. So I am going so all in on this company that I told my wife to quit her company because I'm so in it. I know this is going to be phenomenal. I'm going all in. If it fails, who gives a fuck? I'm good enough to do whatever and make money whenever, but I'm going. I feel it. We're going, and I want her to be in it so that then we're burning the boats at that point. So I need to train an admin, pay that person. I'm going to need to, move up a guy and have another manager, pay that person. I'm going to have to build out this new spray booth. That's probably going to cost the whole shop is probably going to cost like altogether like 20 grand with deposit and everything I had to put into it. Right. I have 8 crews now. I don't have the 14 jobs right now. I don't have 12 jobs. I don't have 10 jobs. I'm doing this because of the vision. Just like how I started the company, I built it with 3 spray booths knowing I wanted to do 5 jobs. I'm building this because I want to do 12 to 14 jobs a week. There's nothing there now. It's going to be created. I'm going to have to hire more salespeople, train them. So now this is to get this shop. I have to become better, which that's why I'm doing it, because I'm like, man, this shop is going to level me up and prove, and allow me to be boom nominal, allow me to be HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy at a higher power than how my brain thinks right now and what I could do. So I'm believing in myself, my guys, like everything, and I'm putting it all on the line for this
energy
job.
in that building right now for your team, seeing the growth, being a part of something, and especially the people that have been with you from the beginning, what it does for them. It's a disservice to your team if you do not stretch and grow your company. And that doesn't mean you have to grow to a point where you're doing more jobs. That's not my definition of growth. For me, it's refinement is just as good as growth, changing systems in a way to create more efficient work, better work, better customer service, better processes, better systems than what was comfortable, because you need to be careful as a business owner to test yourself in a way to say, is what I'm doing legitimate in a sense? Am I riding off of luck, or am I riding off of skill that has been refined? And it's hazy in the beginning, Alex, because you can make a lot of money in this business riding off of luck just simply because the demand's so high. There's a lot of opportunity out there. And then you find out when you're ready to grow that you've been riding off of the wrong foundation. So I think you had that big shift at one point or another with your foundation, where you said, I need to start refining some things and start taking this seriously, because you went from a sales background right into a business owner role, but you had to dial deep into being a business owner, which required decisions. And before you take over, I want to talk to you really quick about the art of a decision, because there's so much to that. And it's not just Alex's decision. He's drawing off of a reference point from a previous decision to allow him to make a decision in this fashion. He's drawing from an experience that he had hardwired in his brain when he made the first decision to start that shop, because I vividly remember the big decision it was, Alex, when you got the first shop, right? That first shop was $2,000 a month, and it was a debate on whether or not it was worth the investment. Not a long one, but still a debate. You were working out of what was at one point a shed, and you worked your way up to a shop that required this big down payment and this big monthly investment, where you were just starting your business. But essentially what I'm saying is, in terms of a decision, every time you make a decision, chances are you're presented with an opportunity. That opportunity, in order for that opportunity to take life, it requires 2 things. Number one, it requires confidence. Confidence not only in the opportunity working in your favor, but your opportunity, you being able to capitalize on that opportunity. That is internal. You cannot alter that outside of what your own belief about your own self is. And if that's an issue for you, you have got to work on your own confidence, your ability to believe in yourself. And the reason many people have confidence is because they make small decisions and they are able to trust themselves to follow through with those decisions. That's why it's important to have good habits. That's why it's important to have, good disciplines, because the more you learn to keep the promises to yourself throughout your day, you will learn that you will become confident. And when it comes to big decisions, you say to yourself, yeah, we can do this. I'm going to fulfill this promise because I'm so good at filling small promises to myself. The next factor when it comes to making a good decision and capitalizing on opportunity is faith, belief. Faith is seeing the unseen before it becomes seen. It is whether you're spiritual, in any case, for me, it's trust that God puts everything in my path, whether it's the people that I meet or the opportunities that come my way. So tying confidence and faith will allow you to capitalize on an opportunity. But there's a few other things here. It's the action behind it. A lot of talk happens, right? You get excited. This vision looks great in your head, but that's when the work starts. Okay. So if you were given an opportunity, that's when the work starts, is the action piece. The action
Here,
piece.
let me jump in here real quick, Tanner.
Go for it.
With that right there. So he's 100% right. When you get the opportunity and you see it and you get super pumped up, and Tanner knows this is how I used to be. I'd be like, yeah, let's go. And then I would get to the part where the work's coming in and I would fade. Okay. So with the opportunity, the faith is that high energy you need, but you need to have a purpose to drive you to do that next level thinking and make you do those actions that yourself, your autopilots usually won't want you to do. For me, growing this business honestly isn't, for money or for fame or for look at my big business. I saw my guys, they've become phenomenal. They deserve an opportunity to grow with me. If you don't grow and you have phenomenal people, I will promise you they will go do their own thing. Okay. I'll let you know, they could only learn so much from you. If you don't keep growing, they're not going to be able to learn anything from you. I'm talking about the top-notch people. There's people who are going to want to work, but there's people who want to go. And if you don't keep going, they're going to keep going without you. So that's one thing. I see my guys, I see their potential, and I want to become my best for them. My best right now is, all right, getting the systems down, hiring the admin to help me with that, because that's not my key role. So I'm going to hire people who are going to do those things that maybe I'm not best at a super high level. But you know what? I can put phenomenalism in there, boom nominalism into them, to where they are so happy to be in this situation that now I have another high energy person putting in some great frequency into Cabinet Code Kings becoming phenomenal. So yes, Tanner, everything he said, you need to 100% listen to that. And then I would say, before you take a big leap, make sure you know why. Because I've made big leaps and the why was wrong. The why was to look good. The why was to, make more money. The why was just for external things. And when I accomplished them, I was never internally happy. And I was like, why the hell am I never internally happy? So my purpose, I waited for this moment to grow, because now I want to do it for the team, because now the bigger I get, the more people I could influence to become better human beings, to make this world better. That I could bring my wife in where she could leave her job she doesn't like and do something with me where we're flourishing and having a fun time. And growing this business will make me, there's a must for me to grow as a human being mentally, which is my thing, mindset, energy, faith. Hey, I got this. If I'm boom nominal, I get to take this fucking jump. You guys got to believe in yourselves. And there's a cool story I heard. All right. So in Costa Rica, there's a statue, a beautiful statue under the water. Okay. Where it's a ton of tropical fish and it's phenomenal. Right. The only way you can get there is if you swim through a school of jellyfish. Okay. So think about that. You see this school of jellyfish, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna get stung. They're gonna get me. You have all these thoughts, but these jellyfish, they're thoughtless. There's nothing to them. If you don't pay attention to them, you could swim right by them and they're not gonna touch you.
Wow.
That's like the doubt in your head. They're the jellyfish. You might get stung a little bit, but if you could just stay the course and not mind them, overcome what you think the jellyfish is, to where they're just minding their own business and they'll let you through. If you focus properly, you'll be able to get the view of this statue and these beautiful fish that you want. But if you stay on the other side of those jellyfish, you're never going to see the view. You're never going to give yourself the opportunity
And worry about
to
getting
be
stung.
proud of yourself.
Wow. That was,
So
yeah, I love that
you
story.
got to go through. You get to put yourself in situations. Now, be careful. Don't just jump into shit. With this decision, I waited a while. Tanner knows I waited. I was patient. I waited till I wanted it, because I talked to Tanner many times where it was like, Tanner, I don't know if I want to do this. Tanner, I don't know if I want to do this. Eventually, a couple situations came into play where I knew, now I know I want to grow this business for this purpose, for these reasons. And I have the mindset, and now it's time to test myself, go through the jellyfish, hold strong, have the high faith, have the confidence, do the action, and see what happens. And you know what? If it doesn't turn out great, fuck it. Because you know what? I will be happy at the end of the day because I went for it. And then I am going to learn so much shit from this growth that it doesn't matter. I'm going to be able to do whatever the fuck I want and be
I love
happy.
that.
I could go get a job somewhere if I
That-
wanted to, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll hire you. Look at what you did. Of course.
That's so, but look at this though. You have what you brought in. So after the confidence and faith, whenever an opportunity is presented, you brought in that purposeful why, right? That thing that pushes you in a way that gets you uncomfortable. And I think, dude, I've rode that my whole life. Everything that I've ever accomplished was with the mindset of, I've got to help my family. I've got to help my sister. I've got to help my dad. I've got to get them to a better position, because what's currently around me is chaos. And if I don't do it, then my sister is going to experience what I had to experience, or there will be a very unfavorable end. And sometimes fear can drive us in a good way. But now for you, what's driving you is potential for the people that work under you, the growth of yourself and your family, to get your wife out in a better position. I love that. But that's the action piece. And then you brought up something good, is the result. So again, let's go through this. So when we get to the result, we know how. In business, you are a result of your decisions. The people you hire, the decisions you make, the jobs you take on, all of the above, right? And then when that opportunity comes in, if it's a good one and you believe that it's going to take you from point A to point B, confidence, faith, that belief in yourself, belief in God, whatever it is that pulls you to finally come down to the conclusion of who it is that is going to benefit from this, and what is the reason you're doing it outside of the worldly reasons like money or, fame or ego or whatever that is, because that stuff doesn't matter. And then action takes place. So you're in the action phase, Alex. But guess what? One way or another, you're going to get a result one way or another, and you can't be afraid of the result. And the cool thing about this is that I've actually narrowed this down, Alex, believe it or not. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
You got
for
a
greatness.
50% chance, bro. 50% chance. You know what that chance is? 50% says that it's going to be a good result,
baby.
Well, no, but realistically, it's a 50%. Just follow me here. All right. I love it. I love the optimism. But if you got some people out there that, well, really, it's, 50%, you can't, 50% you fail, 50% you succeed. Now, mentally, you can see that however you want, but the chances are real. We'll go with that. But the reality is, Alex, is that when I break this down outside of those two, follow me here, there's 4 results that are going to happen. Essentially, is when it fails, if it does fail, there's 2 things that you can do, right? You can reflect on that failure and then refine what you did that caused the failure. So if a lot of people hit a wall and they don't do that step because they see failure as the end all be all, Alex. But in any case, even if you do quote unquote fail, you will have a reference point to reflect on and refine it when the next opportunity comes, to give yourself the best chance of making a good decision that will succeed. And if it does succeed, you don't stop there, Alex, because what you've done now from your previous success is that you are repeating it, but this time you're refining it. So in any case, there is a process. And the big word here is to continuously refine, because in any result that you receive, good or bad, there is the opportunity to refine, as long as you either repeat it or you reflect on it. And if you reflect on it, you should definitely repeat it, but this time fix the issue based on your reflection. So in other words, failure isn't the end anyway. And I think we have this assumption that failure is actually the end. Like, and that's what stops people.
You know what the end is?
From moving forward.
You know what the end is?
What's the end?
When you quit. If you never quit, you never fail. I just did a podcast
on that. This kid was telling me that he wanted to quit. That's the end.
Yeah. So listen to this. So what Tanner said, I have my own little thing. And because he was like 50-50 chance, right? But in my head, there's no chance. There, like in my head, I have little doubts, but I already see the accomplishment. I already see it. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, I still see it as a success because I went for it.
Love it.
So there's no failure.
But what's cool about this, Alex, is though, hold on, let me finish, because this ties in exactly what I'm saying here, is that the percentage that you weigh in your mind right now is way higher than the percentage when you first bought the first shop or rented the first shop, which was way higher than the decision that you made to start your business. Because if you looked at the percentage of really like HFEV, faith, if you're at right now a 99% success mentally of you making this move, you've increased that because of the decisions you made at one point when you were really on the fence about starting your business. And if somebody could have gave you a crystal ball and showed you this, you would have been at 100, right? When you quit your job. So, I mean, it's so good to see that the progression's there, but let's dial it back to the people that haven't made big decisions in their business. A lot of people listen to this, Alex, and you know, the biggest decision they make is hiring one person. That's scary to a lot of people. A lot of them have no trust when it comes to bringing people on. Why would someone work for me? How am I going to find jobs to keep this person busy? And we need to really scale back here. I want you to give me something for those people, because starting up another shop is a high level move that some people don't even have their first shop yet. So let's make sure that we're relating to them. What do you got? What do you want to put on them?
So like what we mention every week, Tanner, what you believe will come. And I know it sounds silly sometimes. The number one thing you got to get in your mind is that it can be done. Okay. And if it feels uncomfortable, you breathe it out over, you get comfortable with it. Okay. You got to change your mindset on what it is to hire someone and grow in your business. And that's the start. Like you had to have a high mentality on it. Or unfortunately, like what happened to me, my first couple guys, like I fired probably 90% of the people that first came on. Now I have like a solid crew, but I was bringing people on, just to make more money. Okay. I wasn't bringing people on to build a phenomenal society that I have now. Okay. So I would say, to skip my mistake, really know what you're going to want as a culture. Like believe in yourself, like believe you really want to impact these people. You're not just hiring them selfishly to have them work and then just get you money. Like bring them on and know like I'm going to be the best thing that's happened to you. All right. Like that's my guy who just came on 2 weeks ago. He's like, Alex, this is the best place I've ever been in my life. I don't even, he's like, I don't even know how this is possible, this environment. and he's worked for like 10 different people. He goes, I'm so happy I'm here. I'm ready to grow. I'm so happy I'm here. I'm ready to grow.
Wow.
That's what he told me.
Love
Okay.
it.
So first thing, believe in yourself that you're going to impact this person in such a great way that, you know, they're going to love working with you. And then instill high mindset. Like if you see them being like, don't be afraid to let them go. Like don't like stretch yourself thin so that you need them so much where if you see them becoming shady and a different character from when they showed up, you can let them go. All my guys weren't perfect, but I saw their heart. I saw they were trying. They never schemed me. They, you know, if they did, it was a little bit. The guys who were way overboard, they got cut and left. But everyone with me now, they all had their issues, but I stuck with them, and I poured love into them. I poured phenomenalism into them. HFEV. So now they're all like excited to work and come in because they think about it as a higher mental academy / cabinet refinishing place, and they know this company is they know what I am. I've been saying the same thing for 2 years, you know, so they know, look, Alex is always going to take care of us, you know? So that's what you got to instill in your guys, like trust. Like, don't let them want to leave you, you know? Cause they're like, if I leave him, I might do better
I think
money.
it's important in terms of understanding though, that, you know, if you participate in what Alex is saying to whatever degree, whether it's you care enough about their personal development, or even just you inquire about what their goals are and hold them accountable to those goals, you are setting yourselves apart from probably anyone they've ever worked for, you know, in this industry, you know, because, you know, we all know the stigma about trades, right? Just, you know, grunt work, you know, no, that's not how it is. Like, you know, and we're trying to change that. And I think it's important that you realize that you have a great opportunity right now. But one thing I was running, Alex, and I just want to put it out there. I'm 15 days in, working out every morning, 13 days in, cold showers in the morning, and I'm doing intermittent fasting 5 days now. And I started this partially because I wanted to see what I could do when I really control my habits. Like I just wanted to try and I wanted to test myself. And I think that is pouring into everything in my life. Like, look, I don't have this like a large resume of like all this like work I've done, and I don't have the major transformation yet, but I'm not focusing on what I'm going to look like or feel like in the future. I'm focusing on what I look like and feel like now and today, and just going through the boring motions of that. But what it's doing is it's sharpening my mind. It's making me have much more authority and power when it comes to conveying my ideas and my vision to my teammates, to my employees. And also it's just the discipline that it's creating is holding people accountable in my jobs. You know, hey, like, you know, because if I'm not feeling good and I'm not taking care of myself and I'm not leading myself in a sense that if I tell myself I'm going to do something and I follow through and I do it, how could I possibly lead and hold other people accountable? And I think Alex and I both share those values. Alex is very hard on himself when it comes to physical fitness, eating healthy. You know, these are disciplines that he's developed over time. And I think it's very important that we discuss that in a way that just makes you makes it very clear that this is a part of this mindset, is taking care of yourself and disciplining yourself and being a leader of yourself before you try to lead others. Alex is able to push out this mindset to his team because he lives it and he tries it every day and he focuses on it and he wants to be better and he wants to get rid of the bad habits. He's not sitting at home playing video games, you know, neither am I. Like these things, like we're not sitting around, goofing
No
off.
TV,
Like this is
hardly
our
ever.
business. This is our life. This is our lifestyle. We're affecting families. We're affecting their incomes. We're affecting their generational wealth. And if you signed up for this and you don't have that same mindset, you're in the wrong field. I mean, I hate to say it, but you got to eat, sleep, and breathe this. Unfortunately, that's the case until you get to a point where it's working on itself. But even when you get to that point, you're going to be so dialed in and addicted to a lifestyle of nutrition, growth, mindset, family, all the positive things that you're not going to want to go back, you know? So if those are some things that are plaguing you, bad habits, bad eating habits, not feeling good, then start there. Learn how to lead yourself. And once you master that, then you're going to feel so much more confident leading others.
So one thing real quick, because me and you have been working on ourselves for a long time. So anyone out there listening and you're starting to become aware of how you can be better. That's the step one. You got to look at yourself in the mirror, say, hey, I'm great now. And I get to be better in these areas. And this is how. I said it before. Aristotle said, wisdom is knowing thyself. But that means letting your ego go, looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, these are my beliefs, my core beliefs right now. And I get to put them to the side because they're not helping me in the best way in these areas of my life. So that's step one. You got to look at yourself and say, hey, I love myself right now. I'm great. It got me to this point. But what do I need to do to change a little thought process to make my life better? Because that's all it takes is one different thought will change your life. I swear on my life. That's how easy it can be. But it's a discipline that you got to instill after the fact. And like how Tanner said, the grueling daily accomplishments of all these new habits, like him waking up early and working out, but not needing to look a certain way. I wanted to bring this up because it's super important. So I don't need to have a big business. Tanner doesn't need to look like a bodybuilder or a fitness model. Tanner doesn't need to be a certain way. We are grateful for what we have, but we want to make the best of ourselves in every area of our lives. So we're grateful. You got to be grateful every day. Every time I run at 2 p.m. with 7.5 pounds of weights on each arms with a sauna suit and a long sleeve shirt. I'm like dying. I'm in the desert. Every step I'm taking, I'm like, thank you that I'm able to take this step and I'm able to run. So that's just mind training. I don't work out anymore for like muscles or anything. I do like looking good. Don't get me wrong. Because it gives me confidence to feel a certain way, but I do it to mentally train myself to keep going and do those like weird things that no one else really does because I'm boom nominal. I'm going to do those things to elevate myself, but I'm grateful with every step. You got to be grateful with every day. You got to be grateful with thank God for letting me work out. Thank God for giving me the wisdom to eat this way. Thank God or whoever you want to thank for giving me the wisdom to want to change my diet. Like it has to be a gratitude every day, because if you're yearning for like this certain body or this big business or whatever, or this certain woman, but you're feeling in the lack because you don't have it, you're separating yourself from it. Your mindset isn't attracting you to it. But when you're grateful for your body at the moment, you're grateful for the person that you're becoming to attract that perfect woman, then you're slowly building your energy level to get all these things that are already there for you. But we got to be grateful and get to change our mindsets along the way. Like we're just energy attracting other things. That's all we are. We're particles. That's it. This whole universe is energy, frequency, vibrancy. That's why I say HFEB, the highest frequency is God. So if you could be at your highest frequency, you're going to change your thought pattern. You're going to do those things you don't want to do. You're going to have that one different decision a day, which you might not see it the next day. This isn't like you win $1 million sweepstakes. Like after a year of doing this, you're like, holy shit, look at my new life. Tanner knows 5 years ago.
Highly recommend. Yeah. But highly recommend reading The Compound Effect. Like that in itself helps really hammer out what the heck we're talking about. If this is all new to you.
Quick, let's tell these people a little bit about where was I and where were you 5 years ago compared to now?
I mean, it's different. But in that, but what's interesting though, what's interesting in those moments, we used to think about what today would look like. And we
Oh
used to
yeah.
work toward that 5 years ago. And we were both broke. I remember sending you $200 because you had no money. And I remember you sending me $200 because I had no money. But we sharpened iron. And I think that's also important. You guys, Alex, and I sharpen each other frequently. You got to find somebody that's on your same wavelength that wants something more out of life, that will challenge you and I don't really care what Alex thinks. Like Alex knows, like I'll tell him what no one else will tell him in the same way he'll tell me what no one else will tell me. But that is what I need to hear. That's a good friend. But Alex, man, you know what? I don't want to load us up, man. Let's keep these to the point where it's digestible, because you and I could go probably for another 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 more episodes. Any final thoughts?
Yes. Very important, everyone out there. Okay. Look at yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself, I love everything I've become. Believe in yourself. Write down some little goals. If you've been in a stagnant situation for a while where you haven't really built anything, just put one goal out there and work on that one goal for 3 months and just hit it hard. No matter what, that one change, that one thing, is it working out every day? Is it going on a run every day? Is it reading every day? Whatever would help you the most, make a one habit, one goal that you just focus on. Okay. And make sure you don't leave anything else out in your life, because you want to make sure you're not giving this, taking too much energy from everything else to do this. But just build this and see how throughout the months, from focusing on this one thing, how it builds, how you get better, how you get more confident with it, how whatever your body grows if you're working out every day, or you're eating right, so now you're slimming down. Just see how the days, every day is a huge thing, and then be grateful in that day, because our day is the only thing we have. Tomorrow, there's no tomorrow without today. So every day is the best day. So make it the best day. HFEV all day, boom nominalism. All you out there listening to this, the only reason you're listening to it is because you're ready to HFEV it. Okay.
Oh,
That's the only reason you're attracting this podcast, because you're already on your way up and you're going up and you're going to be phenomenal. And that's all I got to say.
love it. Boom. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next Monday.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast and today's Mindset Monday. Now, if you want to stick around, I got an awesome Dripjobs testimonial coming up for you next. So if you're on the fence about Dripjobs, maybe you have some questions about how it works or if it can work for you, hey, stick around. I have an awesome Dripjobs client ready to share with you how it's working for them. So if you want to stick around, that's coming up right now.
What's up, everyone? I'm here with my good friend Danny V, Atlanta. Him and I shared some good time at the PCA Expo, but we've been friends before that. He actually came on a business breakthrough at one point in time. We went over sales and some other good things. He is a very, very professional at this point, Dripjobs user. You've been using it now for about 6-7 months. And you've agreed to do this little spotlight, and this is really just to showcase what it is. Really, it's a direct help for me, so I can continue to get Dripjobs as many people's hands as possible, bro. So tell me, before you signed up, man, what was the apprehension, and did Dripjobs exceed your expectations?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, man. I didn't have any type of system, any type of software, so I had no idea what to expect, to be honest with you. And I was just like, hey, when I read about it, when I heard you talking about it through podcast or through the group, on Facebook, I was just like, maybe I need to give it a try. Let me try to see what it's all about and if it's worth my investment. So I just kind of took that leap, man, and I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Now, in retrospect, that was a good question, but now when you look back, and what's going on now, would you say that it's been worth the investment?
Oh man, it's absolutely, man. I mean, without a doubt, like I always say, it totally changed the way it changed my life, the business, and the way I do things. The face of the company, looks more professional. Um, Keeping everything in, structured, organization,
Yeah.
uh, and so just so it's a friendly user, man. It's easy to use once you get the hang of it, and after that is
Cake.
it's just easy. Yeah, man, it's cake, man. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, man, and I mean, there's so much I can say, man. I definitely encourage people to really invest in it, man. It's a really, really good investment for your business.
Let me ask you this. Has it helped you sell more jobs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
So there's a few things that I learned. I catch a few things from you as well. So before I got Drip Jobs, I was doing quotes when I got home after a long day of work. And now I don't leave the homeowner's house
there you go.
without me finishing that quote and presenting it to them and potentially selling it. So now I don't come home
I love
looking
that.
into doing quotes. So I would say that was one of my biggest things. And man, it dreaded on me. I'm like, man, I gotta go home and do these quotes. Now it's just like I enjoy doing quotes on the spot. I got Drip Jobs, you know what I mean? It's gonna take me 15, 20 minutes, do this quote and let's sell it. And I
And
don't
the
have to worry about it.
customers love that, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. They're like,
Even if
oh,
it's a high price, but they just love the idea. Like when you tell them, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the car and work up your quote for you," they're like, "Really?"
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They were like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just getting in my truck, work the quote out. We're going to discuss it. And I've been able to get more jobs, definitely selling
100%.
them on the spot.
100%. It's gonna happen. So we wanted to make. So do you have people? Are you using it on the iPad when you do it?
So I always carry, for some reason, I always carry my Mac to do
That's good.
it while I'm doing it in my truck. And then I take my iPad with me and have them sign on there
Love that.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I use both
Good.
of them.
That's
Yeah.
good, man. So
Yeah.
last part of this, man, dude, thank you first for showcasing the value. But if somebody's listening to this and they're like, man, I just, I can't see paying $147 a month for software, right? Like to the average consumer in comparison to like Joist, which is like cheap as dirt, and some of the other things. What would you say to that person about the 147?
Man, if to look at it from my perspective, I would be like, hey, man, look at 147 divided by how many jobs you get in the month. And before you know it, it's just like, okay, $10. This goes $10 towards Drip Jobs. And before you know it, I mean, it's paid within the month. And I mean, literally, if you want to count one job, you can pay with one job, you can pay Drip Jobs, to be
Well,
honest with you.
honestly, if it's a good size job, you could pay for Drip Jobs for 3 years.
There you go. Yeah.
If Drip Jobs picked up a job that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten through maybe an automated message that went out 2-3 weeks later. There's so much here, man. But Danny, dude, this is great. I think somebody listening to this probably got some value. You're the man as always, one of our biggest Drip Jobs fans. And
Thanks,
good
man.
time, dude. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. I mean,
Uh,